Hey guys, it's Bonnie. Today I'm here to do the book Unhaul challenge. This challenge was created by Books and Lala. I will leave her original video linked down below. Now yesterday I was watching my lovely friend Whitney. Hey Whitney. I was watching her go through all of her books that she just got out of storage, and she was just unhauling a lot of things, and it just made me want to unhaul things because I don't know if you've ever unhauled books, but it can be kind of addicting. By the time this video is up, I'm sure Whitney's unhaul video will be up, so I'll also leave that link down below. So I'm just really in the mood to unhaul some things and maybe change my shelves a little, so I thought this was a great video to do. So the first task for this challenge is to unhaul a book that you rated low. I think I might try to find multiples in each category if I can, just because I'm really in that, you know, cutting down the stuff mood thing. Words. The first book that comes to mind as one that I rated low but for some reason am hanging on to is Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers, I don't know. The only reason I'm keeping this is because I love the cover and I love the like floppiness of the book, but I'm never going to reread this. I really didn't care for it that much, and the spine I don't really like the look of. Like maybe if I had the whole series it would look better, but on its own it just seems kind of weird. So unless I'm going to display the book like this, which I'm not going to do, I'm never even going to see the cover, so I should really just get rid of this. The only shelf you can see is this one behind me, but I also have some down there and over there, so I'm gonna go look at the other shelves. Another book that falls into this category that I think I should just get rid of is The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. I read this recently. I gave it like 2 stars. I really was not a fan of it. The only reason I thought about keeping it is because like, oh, I have other Casey West books, so I can put all of her books together. But 1, I'm not even doing that yet. And 2, that was something that Whitney did as well. She was like, it's dumb to keep books from the author just because you'll have the author set. So yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of this. Another book that I rated low is Meant to Be by Lauren Morrell. This was just not a really good book. It was just not good. I don't even know why I read this. And last, for the books I rated low, I have The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone. I got this as an ARC from the novel and it just wasn't my cup of tea. So the next challenge is to get rid of a book that you've changed your mind about. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to go with 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. When I read this, I really liked it, and I don't know how I would feel about it now. But again, Whitney and I were talking yesterday. We were both like, should we keep this book or not? Like, we've been on the edge of getting rid of it. So we were like, well, let's just make a pact and get rid of it together. Because Jay Asher, I don't know if you heard, but it turns out he was like accused of like sexual assault or something, so basically he's trash and I don't need his book on my shelf. Plus people say this is really bad mental health rap, so boy bye. The next challenge is a series you won't be completing. This is the one where I could get rid of quite a few books because I always just hang on to series even if I'm not finishing them, and it's like, what are you doing? A big one I could get rid of is the Mortal Instruments books, but I don't think I'm gonna get rid of them just yet because like part of me feels like, what if I do want to read them one day, even though if I didn't like them the first time, I probably won't like them the second time. Maybe that will happen one day, but not yet. Okay, I think the first ones for this category is gonna be the Delirium series by Lauren Oliver. I never read the last book, and I even unhauled it because I had bought it, but I was like, I'm never gonna read that. But I've been hanging on to these two for reasons I don't really know. Like Pandemonium, I really don't know why I've been hanging on to it. Like, bye. Delirium, I feel like it's kind of a nostalgic thing because I have like memories of sitting in Spanish class reading this book, but that's really the only detachment. It was like a good concept, but the book really wasn't that great, so it's time to go. This next one is one that I've been hanging on to because I just really like the cover, but again, that's probably not a good reason to hang on to things. And that is The Fifth Wave by Ricky Yancey. I thought this was fine. It was a 4-star read, although if I read it today, it'd probably be more of a 3-star. But I never read the second book. I haven't heard good things about it. I haven't heard anything about the third book, so I'm just never gonna finish this. And the cover, I just love it. It's so beautiful and shiny, but I'm never gonna finish it, so there's no reason to keep this. Again, these next two I've basically been keeping for their covers and like the what if I finish it one day, but I'm literally not going to. And that is the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I read Red Queen a few years ago. I thought it was fine. I think I gave it like 3.5 stars. Like, I thought it had potential as a series. Then I read Glass Sword and I absolutely hated it. I have a review up, I'll leave that link down below. And this bored me out of my mind. It put me into a reading slump. So I just don't think I'm gonna continue with this series. And they have really cool covers, they're really pretty books, but if I'm not gonna finish the series, there's no reason to hang on to these. This is so strange because I always thought like, oh, I'm just gonna keep them anyway, but now I'm sitting here like, cutting my losses. Another series I won't be completing is the Hybrid Chronicles by Kat Zhang. I read What's Left of Me a very long time ago and I enjoyed it, but it's just been so long and I'm never gonna finish this series. Another one is the Winter's Curse trilogy by Marie Rutowski. I read The Winter's Curse really recently. I didn't like it. I gave it like 2 stars. So I just don't think I'm gonna read these other two, which sucks because I literally have the whole trilogy in these beautiful hardcovers, but it is what it is. And last for the series I'm not going to continue with is the whatever this is, the Cormoran Strike novels by J.K. Rowling. I read The Cuckoo's Calling and it was fine, but I just didn't like the characters enough or the writing style to want to continue with this. The next category, I don't really have books to fit in. It's a book you DNF'd and a book that you have multiple copies of. Pretty sure just about every book I've DNF'd I've already gotten rid of, except for one of the Mortal Instruments books, which I said I'm not gonna get rid of them yet, but maybe in the future. And a book that I have multiple copies of, if I have multiple copies of it, I have it for a reason. So I don't need to get rid of them because I have them for a reason, you know? So next is to read a book that you'll never actually get to. Looking at my TBR shelf, I actually have a few of these that I was like, I'm never gonna get to these, but I don't want to get rid of them, but maybe it's time. Alright, so the first one is My First 5 Husbands and the One That Got Away by Rue McClanahan. I bought this a very, very long time ago. I bought it because I really loved the Golden Girls, but I don't think I'm really interested in this. I had started reading it and then never finished it. Oh, I guess this is a book I DNF'd technically, so there we go. I love the Golden Girls. I love Rue McClanahan, but I don't think I'm gonna read this. If it was an audiobook with her reading it, maybe I would, but I looked and there isn't one, so. The other one that I have for this is Broken Hearts, Fences, and Other Things to Mend by Katie Finn. This is, you know, Morgan Matson's, I think, like alter ego, whatever pen name thing. But I'm never gonna read this. I don't know why I got it. I bought it from someone who was like selling books on Twitter and it is signed. So that's kind of like, but you know, it's what I'm never gonna read this. And last for the books I'll never get to, I have A Book of Spirits and Thieves by Morgan Rhodes. I only bought this because I really did love the Fallen Kingdom series, but I just don't think I'm actually interested in this. I'm not huge on Morgan Rhodes' writing, and I just like Fallen Kingdoms for the characters. So this doesn't have the same characters. I think this is like a prequel. And I just don't think I'm ever going to read this. The next is to get rid of a book that you bought because of the hype. For this, I'm going with Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I've convinced myself for so long that I needed to read this just because everybody has read it. But honestly, I'm not that interested in it. I heard it's really problematic and like racist, so why should I even spend my time on this when I don't really care? I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't need to read every book that's been hyped ever. Next is a book you bought because of the cover. For this, I'm gonna get rid of Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry. This is the sequel to The Giver, but I didn't love The Giver. It was fine, and I have the like matching of this, like the gold one. And I found this when I was at a little like local bookstore, which is why I've been kind of hanging on to it, because I'm like, oh, I bought it that day at the bookstore, but like I'm not gonna read this. I really don't care, and it's absolutely gorgeous, but someone who actually wants to read it can enjoy its gorgeousness. The next category is to get rid of a book you excuse you bus. Actually, I don't know if that's a bus. Either way. The next category is to get rid of a book you don't know anything about. For this, I'm gonna go with The Other Normals by Ned Vizzini. After I read It's Kind of a Funny Story, I thought, oh, Ned Vizzini, he's gonna be my favorite author. I gotta read all his books. So I just bought this just because of his name, and I had no idea what it was about. And then when I read like the back cover, I was like, I'm not really interested in reading that. So I'm just not gonna do it, because like why should I? The last category is a book that you didn't buy. I don't have many of these, but I do have 3 arcs that I'm gonna get rid of just because I don't really need them. I got all of these from the novel, so shout out to the novel, you're great. The first is Dreamland Burning by Jennifer Latham. I enjoyed this, but I think if I want, I'll buy a physical copy, like a you know, a finished copy. I don't know if I will or not because I didn't love it, but it was pretty good. I just don't need to hang on to the arc. Same goes for the next one, which is Girl in the Blue Coat by Monica Hesse. I actually really liked this one and I do want to get a finished copy of it, but I don't need to hang on to the arc because I just want to get a finished copy of it. And last is Famous in Love by Rebecca Surley. I think I rated this decently high when I first read it, but that was like years ago and I would not feel the same about it now. So the next 3 books don't really fit in a category. I just don't feel like hanging on to them. The first is If I Stay by Gail Forman. Liked it when I read it. Don't feel a need to hold on to it. Forever by Judy Blume. Again, is okay. Don't need it. And the last is I Crawl Through It by A.S. King. This could also fit into the books that I didn't buy category because I got this, I think, from the novel again. Love them. I read this. It was very strange. Wasn't a big fan, I guess. I mean, it was fine. Like, I can see how some people would really like this, but it wasn't for me, so yeah. Cool, like, spine and stuff, though. Whew, okay. I think that's everything. Should we try to hold these books? So, all of these, oh my god, it's gonna fall. So that is it for the book unhaul challenge. I'm a super tomato, because I was just hauling all those books and, you know, my life. That was 24 books in total that I'm getting rid of. Feels really good. Like, just gonna donate them, see if friends want them, things like that. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you agree with the things I've unhauled. Let me know if you have unhauled anything lately, because it's very therapeutic. I highly recommend. Till next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.